Hello viewers, happy to have you once more on this week's show, the best on both African and global football. Of course, this is Football Planet, your weekly show at Africanews. And here are our top stories. In the past weekend, Nigeria and Egypt became the first African countries to qualify for the World Cup 2018 in Russia. The Super Eagles and the Pharaohs progressively won their matches on Saturday and Sunday. Other African teams will have to wait until November for the other three to qualify. Results on the other African matches played since Friday will be given in a moment. Then Argentina and Portugal are holding their breath. Argentina and the Portugal must win their last game of the playoffs to qualify in the World Cup. So it will be possible to have World Cup without Messi or Ronaldo. At times they will not. It can be possible, but this is football. No need to worry.
C'est une possibilité à ne pas occulter. Mais en attendant, Russie 2018.
Then pending Russia 2018, the World Cup Under-17 already started on Friday in India. And mixed entry for Africa, 2 victories, defeat and a surprise from Niger team. All results of this World Cup Under-17 in a moment. These were the Football Planet summary for this week. Full stories in a few seconds. Welcome.
Bienvenue.
Now there is. They have done it. The Super Eagles of Nigeria will feature in Russia next year. They're the first African nation to have qualified for the World Cup. They needed a victory on Saturday during a match against Zambia to validate their participation, and only one kick from Alex Iwobi was sufficient to guarantee them a place. It was an exceptional evening that placed Nigeria at the top to guarantee them for the Russia 2018. William Bayer and Linet Bahati with more details.
Nigeria's national team, the Super Eagles, are the first African country to qualify for next year's World Cup in Russia. The team beat Zambia's Chipolopolo in the city of Uyo to secure their qualification. The only goal of the game was scored by Arsenal's Alex Iwobi. He came on in the 65th minute after converting a pass through a crowded penalty area. The win put Nigeria on 13 points, with the second-place Zambia having 7 points.
It's my aim to make sure this team get to Russia. We started this long time, almost a year now, to qualify for this amazing tournament. World Cup is the best tournament, and almost 90 players or 95 players in this team haven't played the World Cup. And you could see the hunger today, the way we played, we fought. It's a very, very difficult game.
Since 1 year, the team did so well in this competition of World Cup qualifiers that they deserve really this qualification.
By this feat, Nigeria has qualified for 6 out of the last 7 World Cups. They only missed out during Germany 2006. They reached the second round on 3 occasions in 1994, 1998 and 2014. According to the team captain, his team is ready for the 2018 World Cup in Russia.
This is the 5th time the Super Eagles have qualified for the World Cup in the last 6 editions. Quite a relief for the strong supporters who've been loyal to their team.
Maybe they think they are not going to qualify. Maybe some people are afraid, some people are at home. Because I'm expecting many people to be here, to be watching the match, but I don't see much people. Maybe I think maybe they are afraid. In the beginning, the match was so sad. Everybody was, even my guys, they are not drinking because they are feeling sad. But in the first half, after the change, it will be. So everything has changed.
This minutes, I'm happy that Nigeria win the match. After everything, Nigeria, we're happy for that they win the match.
Those were the remarks collected by our correspondent from Lagos, Ejiro Enome. Full joy also from Egypt, the second African country to qualify. The Pharaohs won their game on Sunday following their victory 2-1 against Congo, thanks to a double goal from their star Mohamed Salah. It's the 3rd time they are qualifying in the final phase of the World Cup, 28 years since they featured in the competition. The match was played in Cairo, Egypt. Ruth Lago and Ellen Wangala with the details.
Egyptians celebrated qualifying for the World Cup for the first time in 28 years after beating Congo-Brazzaville on Sunday. Mohamed Salah scored the penalty for Egypt in the 95th minute to beat Congo 2-1. The Liverpool Stars' winning goal sparked wild scenes of celebration. The Pharaohs are now at the top of their group with 1 match still to complete. They are the second African nation to qualify after Nigeria's victory over Zambia on Saturday. The last time that Egypt took part in the World Cup was in 1990. I was 2 years old. I was hoping to see Egypt in the World Cup. Praise be to God. In the 3 decades since the last World Cup appearance, Egypt have won Africa Cup of Nations titles but have never taken part in World Cup qualifying. Russia will only be their second destination for a World Cup, having made their debut at Italy's first hosting back in 1934. I have no words to express what I feel. I attended the 1990 World Cup. The game was very difficult. The victory gives Egypt an unsaleable 4-point lead over Uganda in Group E with 1 round of fixtures left.
We must also put into account that the Pharaohs benefited from the barren draw between Uganda and Ghana. The Black Stars were pledged to the FIFA to challenge the match and demand the match to be replayed. Well, it can be possible, but on condition that it must prove that the meeting was held to manipulate the match. And it was the case of the game between South Africa and Senegal. The Senegal have resumed to be at the top of the group after the successive 2-0 at Praia against Cape Verde. Now, masters of their destiny, the Lions of the Teranga are closer to Russia, just like Tunisia. This is not the case of the Elephants of Ivory Coast, who will be forced to beat Morocco at home to win their qualification after a barren draw against Mali in Bamako. The Morocco beat Gabon 3-0 to grab the top position in the group by having a privilege in goal difference. Here is a complete table of the results and ranking at the end of this 5th edition. Only 3 positions remaining for the rest of the teams in all other groups in the remaining games, putting in mind that we still have a game between Ivory Coast and Morocco, who are among the African giants. This is all evident in the following table that we term as the last day for the qualifiers. We are still on the 2018 World Cup in Russia. As earlier mentioned, that it might not be easy for the Argentina striker Lionel Messi. As earlier mentioned in the titles, the time is serious for Argentina and Lionel Messi. The Argentina still have a chance to appear at the Russia 2018 World Cup despite Messi being ruled out against their match with Ecuador. The Argentina must win the match to raise their hope to compete in the World Cup tournament. The team still has hope on this.
I think they are going to qualify for the World Cup because the results of the other teams are also in play. But the team looked bad and weak. They are lacking desire, soul. So we're confident they'll go through, but without a lot of hope. I think it's going to be tough, but they'll do it. They'll qualify for the World Cup. It's complicated to end up in a tie in this situation. It's pretty difficult.
I went into it with high expectations, but also with a bit of resignation, because the truth is yesterday's results didn't surprise me. I think qualifying will be difficult, not impossible, because mathematically speaking, we can still qualify. But you know, we're also depending on other team results, so we have to wait.
The hope, however, is not lost for Lionel Messi and fellow teammates who must fight hard to qualify. On the other hand, his rival Cristiano Ronaldo, who is on the safer side to play the game. But the Portuguese attacker, having scored 15 goals in these playoffs, can still do better. For this, they must beat Switzerland in this Tuesday in Lisbon. The same for other teams like France, which must win against Belarus to join Germany, Spain, England, and Belgium and Brazil, who have already qualified. Let's now concentrate on another form of World Cup, and that is the one involving the under-17 teams currently in India. Africa is represented by 4 countries, that is Ghana, Guinea, Mali and Niger, who have started on an impressive beginning. Victory for the Ghana and Niger, defeat in contrast for the Mali and Guinea. But it's a great feeling for Niger, who are participating for the first time in the under-17 World Cup. Mali managed to beat North Korea, a contribution made by their upcoming striker, Salim Abdurrahman. In other matches, match between Brazil and Spain turned in favor of the South Americans after a 2-1 victory, while the host country India was beaten by the United States 3-0. But France changed cars on this first day, victory by 7-1 against New Caledonia. Here's the result from this first day. The Under-17 World Cup will be played till 28th October. And it is on this note that we terminate our sports program for this week. Continue watching Africanews, and also for more update and on our site www.africanews.com. Your reaction also on our pages, Twitter and Facebook. Till next week at the same time, same channel, Africanews. Thank you and have an excellent week.
Excellente semaine.